Good morning, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world. You've tuned in to the Mac City Morning Show. I'm your host, Elliot Pierre, and we're going to start today's episode off the same way we start every episode off, with a moment of gratitude. I know you could be doing a million other things with your time, and the fact that you spend it with us truly means the world to me. So thank you. On that note, Tanner, hit him with the intro.
Hey, it's Keith Simpson here. I'm the general manager of Norel Toyota, soon to be Fort McMurray Toyota. Pretty excited for our new dealership. We're here to take care of you. Come on down and be part of our family.
And we are back. Big shout out to our title sponsor, Norel Toyota. We really do appreciate your ongoing support. As everybody at home knows, I do not introduce my guests because they can do a better job of that than myself. So, sir, can you please tell everybody at home who you are and what you're about?
I'm Lance Houle. I started McMurray Mechanical back in 2012 and been taking care of HVAC and appliance repair since then.
There we go. Awesome. So, where did you come from?
I was born in St. Albert, but I grew up by High Prairie.
St. Albert?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alberta kid.
What was it like growing up in St. Albert? Because I know so many people from Fort McMurray that end up potentially purchasing something in St. Albert or commuting back and forth. I've never met somebody who was from St. Albert, really.
It seems like it's a beautiful town. I left when I was 10 or so.
Okay.
So don't have too many memories of it other than we're out towards Morinville. Went to school at a little town called Rivière-Quebar.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what was the population of that spot when you were growing up at 10 years old?
I don't even know if it has a population.
Yeah, you might have one
maybe
friend.
A store, right? Yeah.
And so then where did you move to after 10?
Out to a little farm out by High Prairie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're like, this is the big city for you then?
It is actually, yeah. Have no experience with cities really to speak of.
That's wild. I used to hire guys like that when growing up in Fort McMurray. They were like, Edmonton's a big city. And then I'd hire guys from really small places in Newfoundland, and they'd come here and be like, this is overwhelming, Elliot. Yeah. So why and what brought you to Fort McMurray all those years ago?
Well, I was just doing my trade back in Grand Prairie. Because like all kids, you grow up and you move to the big city of Grand Prairie, and I was there for a little while and just needed some more out of my life, and ended up heading to do a bunch of traveling and whatnot. And when I came back, I wanted to start a business, and I'd always kind of had it in the back of my mind, and just the timing didn't really work out. Ended up taking a job up here, thinking I'd do shift work 2 and 2 and have a life outside of work, but instead I ended up starting a company and being stuck with it ever
Full
since.
Time. Stuck with it is the word. I know. Listen, I got in a lot of trouble this a few years ago, and I like telling this story actually, but I was asked to speak at an entrepreneurial event, and one of the questions they gave you ahead of time was, if you could go back the day you decided I'm going to start my own business, what would you tell yourself? And I was just like, don't do it. And it was just, don't do it. But it was just a joke. I love it. I'm glad I did it. I can't imagine living another life. But it is one of those things. What you don't know, you don't know. And it's just there's no such thing as people are like, oh yeah, you got to choose your hours. No, you don't. You work all the hours. And you might not be physically doing something, but you're always thinking about it. You don't got to turn it off. And so, anyways, one of the people who was on the dais with me got very upset because she didn't let me get to the punchline. I love owning my own company. That being said, it's work.
Absolutely.
So you found out you're stuck with it now.
It's a very hard one to navigate. Mm-hmm. Do you love it? Do you hate it?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's both.
That's right. So with your company, we spoke a little bit. I bumped into you for the first time ever this weekend. And based on the name of your company, I was just I had a completely different idea of what you did completely. So can you explain a little bit about what your organization actually does?
So we're not mechanics. We do get those calls still.
Yeah.
Every now and then. Back in Grand Prairie, everybody was specialized. You're either a plumbing company or HVAC or your refrigeration. Here, everybody's a mechanical company. I've never seen that anywhere else. I didn't know that was a thing. And ended up coming up and working for a company that did a lot of restaurant equipment and commercial appliances. And they wanted to get into the HVAC and refrigeration world, and they didn't have anyone to do it. So I came up and worked with them for a little while, and then they ended up going away, and an opportunity presented itself and ended up starting out. So we do HVAC, which is not hydrovac, it's like heating, air conditioning, refrigeration. And then also got into the appliance world and got that, and now I went out and got a gas ticket, so doing that too.
Nice. Now let's get some of the people who know you in your industry a little bit excited. Let's talk about all this like new stuff coming over from Europe that's in your field of work. It's pretty interesting stuff. All the different refrigeration stuff, all the different grants you could potentially get, the environmental component. Like your industry, to people who are in it, is very interesting.
It's always changing, right? Especially with the refrigerants and all the environmental, back in the old days, R12 was what everybody used. Then we roll out something new, go to 22, now we're 410, now we're moving on from that. And as the world progresses, so does the industry, and so does all of our lives. So
yeah. So how do you keep current with the changing of that industry? Is this something that like online you're reading? Are you going to conferences? Are you hiring like individuals who like have come over from different places? Like it is like really changing fast in the last like 8 years in particular.
Yeah, you just have to keep going, right? Keep struggling ahead and keep your head above water.
Yeah, no doubt.
So just learning on the fly, and which is how I've done everything actually.
Okay.
I never took a business course, never learned how to have a business. I just did it and figured it out.
Right on. And so like, do you have like homies that are with you along the way? How did you start? Like, was it just you coming out to Fort McMurray and being like, I'm gonna do it?
Yeah. And I came with a backpack and an old truck and lived in my friend's mom's house basement, and just stuck with it.
That's it. One foot after another. You just keep going.
I knew a couple people in town. That was it, and just gave it a try.
And so, how have you grown your circle here in Fort McMurray? Because you are known. Like, people know who you are. I know we just bumped into each other, but like, my wife knows who you are. Like Hammer, like you showed up today. Hammer's like, hey, like, I was like, oh, like you know people around here. So like, how did you grow that sense of community around yourself?
I love Fort Mac. This town's special. Like, I don't know, it's different. People are open to meeting new people because a lot of us are actually from here, and you kind of end up making friends wherever you end up if you are in that mindset that you want to. So that was pretty cool to be able to get involved and start making a home for yourself and make something out of nothing. A backpack in a truck.
Yeah. What kind of backpack was it? Do you remember?
Oh, whatever I took to Australia.
Yeah.
Or no, that was my South America one.
Okay, so you're a traveler then.
I love traveling.
Let's talk about it.
There's so much to the world that we don't get to experience as, our little northern Alberta world that we get to see. There's a lot out there. A lot of ways to live that are probably a lot better than this one.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I love Fort Mac. Born and raised, it's a bubble though. And what I love about loved and love about Fort Mac is it does afford you the potential to go traveling. And so as a youth, like, my parents are big travelers. Like I was explaining to you, I think it's only our Antarctica that my dad has to visit. Like, he's literally seen the world.
Cool.
Yeah. And like, so traveling is a thing. And like, yeah, Fort Mac, we're on the top of the world, but like, you can drive down and just go. And I have friends who grew up in other areas of the country and or the world that just didn't have the potential finances to see other places. And yeah, man, Fort McMurray has given me the opportunity to see some really cool places outside of Fort Mac.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Where have you been?
Tanner put up his phone. That means we are out of time for my section of the show, but his section, called the Mac City Minute, is ready. This is brought to you by Patchouli Rose and Carrie. Tanner, hit him with the Mac City Minute.
Love cutting you off.
Yeah.
Question number 1 for you today. If you could use a movie title to describe your life, what would the movie be?
I couldn't even pick an answer.
Good title. I couldn't even pick an answer. Thank you very much.
Question number 2. What is the weirdest call you've received from your business?
We've had some weird ones. We've gone to hoarder homes trying to fix their heating or air conditioning. We've had a couple strange ones, yeah.
Question number 3. What is your media guilty pleasure? So like, we talking Britney Spears or Jersey Shore, like...
Oh, the wife loves like the what are those shows? Love is Blind and Temptation Island and all those like sappy reality ones. So you know what? Sometimes you get sucked into them. You can't help but care a little bit.
You're talking to the right guy right there. Nodding his head along. If you could witness any moment in history, what would you want to see?
Oh, for sure, the dinosaurs.
Great.
100%.
Great answer.
No doubt.
Yeah, great answer. It could have gone so many ways, and I think that's the best way.
Yeah.
Your final question. If you had to get rid of one of the 4 major sports, what would you choose? So,
Basketball.
nice.
Not even thinking about it. Right.
Yeah, hell yeah. Those have been your 5 questions.
Football's not far behind though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Wow, good questions. The questions are fire every time.
I try my best.
Yeah, I like them. Like, they're hard to answer those
I
questions.
know, that's why you pay me for them.
Yeah, that's right. Like, out of all the episodes that we've done, I sit here and I listen to them and I can be like, oh, they're so easy. But I did an episode with Mike Jones last week or the week before where he interviewed me. So then I got the questions and my lord, I was sweating. I was like, man, there's a lot of pressure over on this side. So
No doubt.
yeah, you made it through. Congratulations.
Oh, barely.
Yeah.
Struggled.
So, Temptation Island. What a stupid concept. Like, listen, I saw, like, I'm old school. I love TV. Like, love TV, love content. Like, love content. So I remember when that first episode of Temptation Island came on Fox. And the concept of this show is just like, you're going to get busted. Like, this is going to be aired. You're going to be seen. So I was just like, this is, like, ludicrous. So I don't think the people who initially went on the show recognize what really was going to happen. So they all get a pass. But anybody who goes on the show now, I'm just like, well, you're doing this to become some form of celebrity or get in this press junket because what you're signing up for is very detrimental for like what the show's really trying to achieve. So
No kidding.
what a guilty pleasure you have. So how many seasons deep are you into that one?
Oh, I don't know. We were watching it. We went on a marathon a few summers ago when we were on holidays, so it's been a while since I watched one.
Nice.
Are they still making them?
I have no idea, bro. I don't know. Like, I watched the first season and I was just like, these people are all self-snitching. I can't participate in this. Like, no snitching. I'm out. So yeah, I've never watched another episode of that one. I'm into Survivor now. That's a cool show.
They're still doing that too.
Oh, dude, yeah. I fell off and I got back into it.
It's a completely different show now.
Yeah, completely different.
Yeah. They're barely surviving anymore.
Yeah. Like, it's nuts. Like, what they, like, the first is...
It's a
Yeah.
game show now.
I went back
Have you
to
guys seen Alone? I love Alone. It's
What's
so
Alone
good.
about?
Oh, you've not seen Alone?
No.
It's like a legitimate Survivor where they put you in a camera. They give you a camera.
Okay.
10 items that you get to pick from a list. And you get to go out into the woods and see how long you last before you tap out.
And like the longest person gets what, like $500,000 or something?
Yeah,
like
they're
that?
doing like $250,000,
Yeah,
$500,000.
The person who survives the longest gets the money, but they don't tell you when other people drop out, so you will only, like, they'll only come to get you when you're the last guy.
Yeah, you're all separated. So there's 10 contestants, separate everybody, and they give you a camera. You're supposed to self-document your journey, and you have no food, no nothing. You just make it.
What a mental head game, not knowing when other people are tapping out.
Yeah.
How many people are entered?
I think 10.
Yeah, they always do seasons of 10.
And so you got to make your own shelter, you got to hunt, you got to do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, food,
They put them in
shelter.
like the Arctic and Mongolia and South Africa. And
Do you know
That's
where
awesome.
you're going before you pick your 10 items?
I don't think so.
I don't know, probably.
Okay, so here's the question I have for you then. Do you think you could do it?
I would love to. I applied.
You have.
Never
What's the
heard back,
process
obviously.
like?
They just give you an email to send an email to. So I sent an email, but you know,
Okay.
I'm sure there's lots of people that apply.
So
Probably
you-
with really good videos and stuff. And
So you think you could do it?
I don't know. I'd like to try. That's what I came from.
Do you think you could be like, you could win it, or do you think you would just want to like compete?
I wouldn't try to compete unless I thought I could win.
Fair enough.
I don't compete for fun.
So how long do you think you could last out there then?
They had one season where they were trying to get to 100 days. And I think the average is like 80, and that's a long time.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
a long time to go out with nothing.
It's
Like,
almost 3 months.
right. And they always do it over like a season change. So they go in fall when it's nice, and then all of a sudden it gets snowy and miserable. And man,
and you like watch all the characters like lose weight and get scruffy. They all come in like fat with like clean shaven, and then by the end of it, they just look raggedy and homeless.
Yeah, straight up.
Because they were for 3 months.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it's impressive.
And like no human communication.
Yeah.
You know, like you just mental. Like that's where I'd crack, is the mental.
That's where a bunch of them quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I could have it. They've got food. They've got what they need to continue, but they're just like, they can't take it.
Like
They start worrying about their family.
Yeah, that's
what's happening behind. You know,
that's the real way to win that, is you go in, no wife, no kid, no girlfriend, like just solo shot that. Nothing back for you, you know?
Yeah.
Survive.
Yeah. No, the mental component would be it.
But if you think about it, 3 months, like, it feels like a long time, especially if you don't have food. But if you've got everything, 3 months, what's 3 months in the grand scheme of your life, right?
Hardly anything, but different story when you're there. Mentally. Like when I look at Survivor, my son is just like, you think you could do this? And I was just like, for many reasons, the answer is no. But the other one is like, mentally, when you come out of that show, that's going to change you. You're going to be like looking at everybody a little different.
Especially with that, because that's such a backstabbing.
That's exactly it. And like you're reading like emotional intelligence on a level of so high. Like, but that being said, if you're left by yourself for 90 days, have you ever tried sensory deprivation tank?
Yeah, they had one in town there a few years ago.
Yeah, let me hear about your experience. Speaking of like being by yourself for a minute or two.
I didn't actually love it as much as I was thinking that I could.
Okay.
So, a little bit disappointing.
How did you go in? Like, was it quiet? Did you have lights? Like, what was your... Because you can do it all different type of ways, you know?
Yeah, so you can leave like the star lights on, or you can go complete dark. I think I left the lights on one time, then I went dark the other time, and I don't know, it's just like there's so much constantly needing your attention at all times. How do you really disconnect and shut off?
Right.
That's...
Breathing exercises.
Meditation. That when I went in that sensory deprivation tank, it was just so wild. Because there was like nothing in regards to water, air, my body temperature, all the same. No lights, no sound. 90 minutes, just like get comfortable with like the noise in your head. I was like, oh my lord, it was wild. Like I really had, the first time I went, I've gone a number of times. I've had good experiences, but like I had to go blank and just like sit in the awkwardness of that black space. So you didn't, so did you have music going or anything, or did you go black as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and like, were you bored? Did you touch? Did you move? Like, what was it like for you?
It was quite some time ago now, but I just remember thinking that you'd get so much out of it. I really wanted to do like a silence retreat that they used to do in like Peru and South America. And, thought that, you know, maybe this would be a cool part of that, but just not quite the same.
Yeah. I have a friend, after we're done filming, I don't want to say any names on this, who did a silent retreat. 4 days. Nothing.
Yeah.
No talking. She said it was a thing.
I think it'd be neat.
And unfortunately, on that weird note, we are out of time. But before I cut you loose, everybody gets a shameless shout out or plug. So you have the mic, the camera, the lights. Have fun.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all you, bro.
Well, if you guys ever need any HVAC stuff, we'd be happy to help you. The wife and I, we got a beautiful space called the Dancery. Hoping to have lots of cool events there and have lots of community involvement out that direction. So, yeah.
There you go. Awesome. Well, for McMurray with Buffalo, the rest of the world, that's been another episode of the Mac City Morning Show. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for tuning in. Big shout out to our title sponsor, Neural Toyota, as well as Carrie from Patchouli Rose and the beautiful people at Coldwell Banker. Hope everybody at home is having a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Insulin to kill their patients.
Oh, so this is like a factual book.
It's about true crime. So I did 12 nurses through time, right? So I started historically and went through time to present day, and picked out the ones that were more interesting. and I combined it, and I tried to make it a little more positive too, right? What did we learn?
How many nurses out here are killing their patients that you had to go through and pick the top 12?
There's quite a few. There is quite a few. Yeah, there is quite a few.
Good to know. Maybe your dad was onto something with never visiting the hospital.
Yeah, no doubt.
There is quite a few.
Wild.
And it's just wild to me. And see, again, there's gaps, right? So when you work for an organization, how well are they checking
hiring the
references and you know, education and you know, past employers, right, before they hire
and
people.
Even,
hopefully often.
Well, when you were speaking about the change that you were looking for, like in the industry, like that's kind of part and parcel with where you are right now. Like, management needs to be retrained so they understand. Like job descriptions need to be revisited for the nurses. So you like, this is what we can do within this time frame. Like because things fall through the cracks if you don't do that. And
well, I think another big thing is and I think another big thing too is you need to get the nurses more involved. Right? So when you're writing policy, who's better than the frontline nurses that are actually doing it and following it to get involved in writing those policies? Because I'll tell you, when I worked for organizations and I was in management and I was trying to tell, you know, the policy department, let's get our nurses involved because the way you've written this is not going to work. And they didn't listen. I'm not going to say to the nurse, oh, well, you should have followed policy, because I know darn well it's impossible for them to follow the policy that's been written because it's written by people that aren't actually doing the work. So I think, you know, if you want to retain your staff, one way to do that is to actually hear nurses and get them involved, right, in what they're doing, because who knows better than them what is needed, right?
So I'm going to jump off on okay, good. I thought he was telling me I was out of time. You said you have children.
Yes.
And so did they come with you, or are they like...
No, they're grown. They have their own families.
All right.
So they're all in Ontario. Possibly my daughter, I'm hoping, might move out here because it's getting quite expensive. And she has 6 children. So...
Good for her.
It's a blended family, but
you're so lucky. You got like a whole whack of grandkids.
And my son has 2 sons. And he's still in Ontario. And my daughter, my youngest daughter, hasn't married yet and no kids. And she's kind of just living her own life.
There we go. So what do they think about mom traveling to the top of the world, northern Alberta? You might as well be hanging out with Santa Claus.
Well, I've been more north, right? The last community I was in Nunavut. So I'm used to this. This is kind of what I've lived, you know, since 2009, and I love it. And they're used to me traveling. I traveled all the time for work, right? So 2009, they were teenagers, right? They were pretty much... all of them were pretty much out of the house, going to college by the time I went north. So they're used to me being all over the place.
So that's something I think is a new kind of trend that I never really heard about when I was younger. It's traveling nurses.
Oh, no, that's not a new trend. That's been around for
I never heard about it before. Like, it seems pretty prevalent now, but unfortunately Tanner's tapped his watch, and so we don't have time to talk about it. But before I cut you loose, everybody gets a shameless shout out or plug. So you have the mic, the camera, the lights. Have fun.
So if you are looking to have a speaker on leadership, staff retention, at your conferences, events, or even if you want to do some staff development workshops, I can facilitate. You can reach me at crystalculp.speaker@gmail.com.
There we go. Awesome. Well, for McMurray with Buffalo, the rest of the world, that's been another episode of the Mac City Morning Show. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for tuning in. Big shout out to our title sponsor, Noral Toyota, as well as Carrie from Patchouli Rose and the beautiful people at Coldwell Banker. I hope everybody at home is having a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.